Hello, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whichever part of the world you are in. I'm Chanukya, I'm the co founder of DeFi, and I take this opportunity to welcome you all for today's live session. And this live session is done in collaboration with Apsara Conference Community Days by Alibaba Cloud. And before we begin, I have a brief video that talks about the impact Apsara Conference is making and hope you enjoy watching it. Let me quickly present my screen for that.
The future of technology has infinite potential. When the world becomes mundane, they build alternate realities. When they grow tired of walking on land, they harness the power of flight and take to the skies. If machines could comprehend thought, they can harness that power to dive into data. When physical boundaries divide us, they build a world where everything is connected. They're pioneers, risk-takers, and trailblazers driven by their desire to invent, explore, and inspire, gathered here, ready to unlock the future of technology. Listen as tech titans share their visions for a smarter future. Witness how technology has built a digital nation. Embark on the journey of digital discovery. Unleash your imagination on the world. Join our convention as ideas collide. Tech giants and geeks alike. Find your place here with us. Apsara Conference, where ideas collide to birth a brighter future.
With that, let me also try to show you another video about Alibaba Cloud and how they are accelerating the digital transformation. And within that due time, I'm believing we'll have rest of the audience out there.
The pandemic made the whole world pause. But that didn't mean we stopped moving. We evolved. We went digital, mobile, virtual, social. With new ideas, new designs, new opportunities, new innovations. And we sought out new solutions, new platforms, new partners, new customers. The only certainty now in this new world is digitalization. Alibaba Cloud is APAC's #1 cloud service provider, supporting you with cloud computing, data intelligence, mobile collaboration, and industry intelligence. We digitalize retail because we leverage our vast user understanding to create a seamless user experience. We digitalize finance because people demand even safer and more secure services. We digitalize education because today's classroom is in a global living room. We digitalize manufacturing, logistics, media, gaming, and more. For peace of mind for you and your customers. And because every company needs innovation. The world has turned a corner, and the digital world has fully begun. Alibaba Cloud helps to be your partner in accelerating your business. Ready, set, digitalize. Accelerate digitalization with Alibaba Cloud.
Great. With that, let me start off the session, and let me ask you by posing a quick question. How many of us have used text or voice search platforms? Let's say something like Google Assistant or Siri or Cortana. And I'll be happy to get your answers on the chat. And meanwhile, while you type in the chat, but let me say you, what if I say you that the research says that more than 80% of the information that is captured by a human is visual? And I'm sure many of you would have this question in your head, then why don't we just use a picture to search for anything we want rather than typing it in the form of a text? And precisely this is the question that Alibaba Cloud team had on their mind, which led them to build a robust image search algorithm that is now used by 600 plus million users globally on their Alibaba e-commerce platforms. And in today's session, we'll be learning about the journey of building the image search ML algorithms and how we can implement it from Yuefeng, who works on the Alibaba Cloud team. And many thanks to him for taking out his time for this session. And now, without further ado, let me share my screen and start presenting the pre-recorded video of this session. In between, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We have Yuefeng with us answering it live towards the end. And let me kickstart the session with that.
Hello everyone, welcome to Alibaba Cloud Image Search webinar. My name is Yuefeng. I'm a solution architect at Alibaba Cloud, and I work especially on retail solutions. So for this session, we'll start from understanding our customers' behaviors and also their pain points. Then I'll try to explain how Alibaba Cloud Image Search can help, and also its architecture. Then I'll try to explain to you how we can implement this solution within 3 days. And then I'll give you some best practice and recommendations. We'll keep 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A part. At first, I would like to invite you to compare the customer behaviors between offline and online. As we all know that before the customer's shopping decision, for most of their time, they will try to have searching and discovering experience. Fortunately, for our offline retailers, they can build a quite rich experience for their customers because the customer can use vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. But for online, unfortunately, we can offering them only visual experience, and that make offline and online quite different. It seems that our customer for offline, they are more tolerant and they can spend more time to try to understand the product and the service we're offering. But for online customers, the visual experience is quite quick and they cannot wait. If we cannot offering them relevant information for search and discover experience, what they are going to do is try to open a new web page and go to a new store and close the web page of a web store. So what we can learn from this part is that we should pay attention about visual search experience and a visual discover experience to our customer. About discovery experience, what we propose is recommendation engine. This solution is based on customer data, product data, and behavior data, means customer history, behavior data, and propose more relevant information to our customer. And we can talk about this subject in another webinar. Now, let's talk about search experience. When we talk about search, we think at first text search, which is based on keywords. And now more and more people talk about voice search, which is a very interesting search experience. And both of them are based on keywords. Alibaba Group has built up a visual search experience for their customers since years. 600 million daily users have this experience on Alibaba websites, and our customer feedback are very satisfied. So now we are ready to share image search solution with you. There are different search scenarios, and we are trying to classify them into two different categories. One is search for discovery. The second is precise search. For the first category, your customers have already some keywords to describe the product or the name of the category, but they don't know exactly what they're looking for. So they will spend some time to use the filter to limit the number of products. But we have identified some websites which offering a very painful experience to their customers, because 100 different customers searching for the same keywords, they're offering exactly the same order of product. So the customer will waste a lot of time. Alibaba has a solution to personalize the search result. So we can talk about it in another webinar. And the precise search means your customer knows already what he's searching for. Sometimes they have already the photo of the product. Let me show you how it works on Alibaba AliExpress website. So the customer can use a mobile application to take a picture of the product. And then the mobile application will send the search engine the picture, and in seconds, we'll show the customer similar product. And this information is more relevant, and you can improve your customers' experience by saving their time. Image search is quite useful to avoid some pain points for your customer. First of all, there are always some products which are difficult to find the right keywords to describe. Even your customer finds something, we're not sure that they have found the same keywords as your webmaster. The second scenario is about the similar products. With just the words, sometimes very difficult to distinguish the similar products. And for your foreign customers, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here, I would like to invite you to do a small exercise. We have 3 pictures. My question is, what is the building in these pictures? If your answer is the Eiffel Tower, La Tour Eiffel, you get the point. But can you ask yourself, can you describe the process, how you find it is the Eiffel Tower? It seems that when your brain saw these pictures, your brain tried to find something similar. And then you find something, and then you get the ID of the object, which is the Eiffel Tower. That means your brain reacts just like an image search engine. In fact, our human memory system has 3 layers. sensory register, short-term memory, and long-term memory. And inside of the long-term memory, we have a lot of object visual buttons. And these buttons help us to recognize the objects. Every time when you saw a picture, a photo, an object, a chair, a bottle, a cup, a table, you can recognize them. And it's like a real-time image search engine. And now you know that image search process is a part of human nature. And it is important for us to understand human natures to better serve our customers. If it's about human natures, it's also a question about user interface design. If we can propose our customer more efficient and intelligent user interfaces, why we keep using old-fashioned? If all above is not enough to make you fall in love with Alibaba Cloud Image Search, I will show you some numbers. So first of all, let's check Google Ads text search for retail sector. The click-through rate is 4.25%, which means for 10,000 people who have already result pages in front of them, only 425 of them click on one of the links because they want to know more about the product, which makes the cost per click around $2. And the conversion rate is 3%, which means for the rest of 425 people, only 12 of them will buy something, which makes the cost per acquisition around $55. If the retailer has a margin less than $55, they're losing money. On the other side, Alibaba Cloud Image Search can reach 75% click-through rate, which means 3/4 of the population who use this search. I think this makes sense because, as you have already seen in the previous demonstration, people can find really relevant product in the result list, and which make them interested and click. Then the cost per click cost is very low, and the conversion rate is 5 times higher. The cost per acquisition is less than $1. I think here some of you will ask me why you're trying to compare something not comparable. I think you may be right, because image search cannot replace text search. So what we are talking about here are two different scenarios. One is search for discovery, another one is precise search. So what I'm trying to show you is the capacity of image search. For more details about the pricing model, as you can see on the left, the pricing model is defined by two parameters. One is the number of images in storage. Second one is QPS, which means query per second. You can consider it as bandwidth. So we can start from only $800 per month to offer your customer a very interesting experience. And for who are interested by Alibaba Cloud Image Search, there is free trial version. You have 1 month to try until 10,000 pictures and 1 QPS. Let me introduce image search workflow. At first, your customer will take a picture of a product via mobile application or web pages and send it back to your web server. Your web server will call automatically image search API with the picture inside. On the Alibaba Cloud side, our engine will try to find similar product in the image index, which you can consider like an image decision tree. Then the image search engine will send back a list of product ID, which product look like the product in your picture. So please pay attention here. Image search engine won't send back real images, but a list of product ID, which means on your web server side, you have to keep the original images. Then to build the response pages with the image inside. Thanks to image search API and SDK, we can operate 6 different actions. They are search OS's massive import, add, update, delete images, and clear data. For security purpose, it is better for you to manage 2 different user groups on your web server side. One is for end users. They can do only search operation. For all the modifications of the engine, you allow only administrators to do. The search operation allows you to send one photo and get a list of product ID back. The OS's massive import means you can get an object storage service from Alibaba Cloud side. You can activate this storage service and open a storage area on Alibaba Cloud side. Then upload millions of photos into this area. Then you can prepare a metadata file, which is a JSON format file. It contains a list of products and its associated photos. After that, you can operate this action. Then millions of photos will insert into your image search engine. It may take some time if you have a lot of photos. You can add multiple photos to one product, but you can do that only one by one. So that means one photo by one product ID by instruction. You can delete one photo at a time for product, or you can delete one product directly by its product ID. After that, all the associated photos will be deleted. Clear data means you will reinitialize the image search engine. After that, everything will be deleted. For who are interested by the technologies behind image search, this slide is for you. So image search is a part of machine learning, and artificial neural networks is one of the methods inside of machine learning. And then we can talk about deep learning, and one of the application fields is computer vision. And image search is a part of object recognition. And then inside of object recognition, there are still different methods. And what we're using is feature-based methods. Let's come back to the daily life of administrator of image search. The first thing to understand is that you don't need to train the model. Image search product is a SaaS solution, which means the model has already trained by Alibaba and delivered inside of the product. You can consider the model as a tree, and you can add more leaves, which means the product or product images into the model, but you cannot change the model structure. For example, if you want to add a new red shoe into the model, you have to declare the shoe ID, the product ID, and also the category number. Here, for shoes, you should choose number 4. And then the model will recognize this information and save the information into the shoes model. And inside of image search engine, there are multiple models. There's a model for shoes. But if you made a mistake, which means instead of insert the information into the shoe model, you save that into the bag model. And your user who want to search something in the shoe model, they won't find the red shoes. When your customer sends back a picture of a shoe, the Image search engine at first will try to recognize the category of the product inside of the photo. If it recognizes it as a shoe, engine will try to find something into the shoe's model and then reply a list of product ID. Image search proof of concept is very simple in general. You may not need professional services from Alibaba Cloud side if you have followed all the steps we have explained in the webinar. And you will need a POC environment, and a free trial environment can do the job. And you may need image search online documentation. And you can download image search SDK or use directly the API. For your site, you may need one web developer for 2 to 5 days to develop the web server side, and a web designer if you want to do a nice job for mobile application. And you may need different product photos, maybe 2 or 3 photos per product, around 50 to 200 products in different categories, and also the product descriptions. After your authentication into the Alibaba Cloud, let's go to the console interface. Then on top left, you'll find the search bar for products. You can enter in image search. So my recommendation is to check this star. Then you can get image search just on your left. So for your next utilization, it will be very comfortable. This is the overview interface of your image search service. And here you can get information about 2 types of products, product search instance and generic search instance. So what we're talking about is only for product search instance. Here you can see that I have already 2 instances. One is available, another one is payment overdue. Okay, when you click on this one, number 2, you'll find that I have already 2 instances. Now let's create a new instance as a free trial instance. Click on Create Instance. In this interface, you will find that we have a list of different regions available for this image search services. So as I have already enabled one free trial instance for Germany region, so I cannot do that twice. But for you, I really recommend that you use the Germany instance. So let's try on Singapore region. So we're talking about product search. And if you keep the QPS, query per second, at 1 and limit it to 100,000 items, you can use your free trial version. But for your pre-production and production environment, you can check on 2 different QPS. And then you will have more options on capacities. So if you choose 5 QPS and 2.5 million items, you get $800 per month. Okay. So let's go back to the free trial version. You can give it a name. If the name is already used, image search test, then you can give it another name. Good. So you have 1 month free usage. Okay, let's check. Let's click on Buy Now button. Click on Pay button. So you can click on the button Pay to continue. It will take some time. So let's click on the button Console and go back to your console interface. As we have already checked the shortcut, so we can click on image search directly here. Click on product search instance. Click on refresh. So why I can't find my image search instance? So here, please pay attention about your region. When you click on Singapore region, then you will find your instance. Okay, then you can click on detail about the instance. Now you will find enough information about this instance. Now you have your image search instance available. Next step, we will import some photos into this instance. So there's a button to do that. You can click on import. Okay. Now let's configure the first OSS import for your virtual image search engine. There are 9 steps to follow to configure the OSS import. First, you have to sign up for Object Storage Service, then create a bucket, configure the path inside of the bucket, and upload some pictures into this path. Then you have to define the increment.meta file. This is a JSON format file. Inside of the file, you have to define the list of products and the list of the photo associated. Then you have to configure the security part. You have to define the role for the image search service. Then get the security number of the role to set up the OSS import. The policy is the definition of an action to a resource. Then you have to assign the policy to the rule. Finally, you can configure the OSS import interface. There are some useful links which can help you to better understand how OSS import works. OSS browser is a tool that you can download on your laptop or your web server. This tool will help you to update the product photos from your web server to your OSS storage area. Here's a schema which can help you to better understand how OSS import works. The 9 steps are shown here. The metadata file contains 5 different informations. First one is about the action. You can add or delete the photo. You can define the product ID, then the category ID of the product. Here are the category ID and its description. For bags, you have to use number 3. For shoes, you have to use number 4. Then you can give your customized content. Then the picture list. Please take attention here. The picture list is not really a list containing multiple elements. It's a list with only one photo name. Let's take an example. Here is a metadata file. The first information is action. The item ID is the product ID. The category ID is here. You can add customer content and then only one photo inside of the picture list. To delete the photo, you have to mention the product ID and also the picture ID. Otherwise, you can just mention the product ID. All the pictures associated will be deleted. The next level of OSS import usage is the automation. It will be quite useful if you manage multiple department photos. For example, for women fashion department, you can build a separate folder inside of the bucket. But you have to keep the same file name as increment.meta. You cannot change the file name. Otherwise, OSS import and image search engine won't recognize the metadata file. Then you can update the photos for your development environment. You don't have to update twice. You can keep the same photos to update the production environment. The next level of automation will be script directly executed from your web server. For most of the websites, we use CMS, Content Management System. So you can try to automate content management system to update the list of pictures. Then you can automate the update of the OSS and then update image search engine. Now you have already the image search engine activated, but it's still empty. Next step, we'll set up the customer web server to do the demonstration. There's a GitHub webpage dedicated for image search workshop. So here you can download the demonstration for a Linux version. Let's go to the Alibaba Cloud product. Let's create an Elastic Compute Service instance. So let's create a new instance. You can choose pay as you go, and the region should be Germany. You can choose very simple instance, and the version of Linux should be CentOS. Okay, you keep all the other options by default. Select VPC. Let's do the creation of the VPC. Create a new VPC. We should choose the zone. So let's come back to the instance. So in the basic choice, you can choose zone B. And then you can configure the VPC in the same zone. Okay, good. Then we can go back to the instance creation. For networking, we should activate VPC image search. That's the VPC we have just created. It's very important to activate the public IP because we will use this one to do the demonstration. So the public IP is important. And the bandwidth, you can put whatever you want because it's a demonstration version. You can activate the port 80 and 440 next step. Then you can put the password. Okay, next. You should check the terminal of service. Create instance. Okay, now we have the public IP. Let's try to connect that. Connect. Yes. Okay, now we can connect to the instance. So let's do all the necessary. So let's install Java. So let's check. Good. So let's install Maven. Let's check the version of Maven. Good. Let's set up the environment variable. Let's change the access. Let's install Git. Let's check the version. Good. Let's create a project repository. Then clone the project. Then let's go to the project folder, clean the installation. Good. Then let's run the project. Okay, the project is running. Let's open the website. Try the website. It seems that it doesn't work because you have to set up the security part. The web server is not reachable, but it is still running. The reason why we cannot reach this server because this port is closed. So let's set up the security group, means the firewall. So there are two options. First one is to set up a security group for the instance, or set up the security group of the VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. So let's do the second option. We can give it another name, VPC. We can add rules. So the port 8080 should be opened. So let's add security group rules. Ingress the root. The port range is 8080. Okay, we open to everybody. Great. Then we can come back to the instance security group setup. It's by default. Okay, you can see that it is already modified. Good, let's try again. It works. Now we have the configuration page. We have to enter some parameters to activate this demonstration. First of all, we can give the web server a password for the administration. Then we need access key ID and access key secret. So this time we should still set up a new user. To create a new user, let's come back to the Alibaba Cloud console. Let's go to the RAM, Resource Access Management. We can create a new user. Image search admin. Okay, we finished the configuration. Okay. Then we can add permissions to this new user. Here we need at least one right, image search full access, which means this user can not only do the search action, but also do modifications to your image search instance. If you give the only access, that means you can get only the option search. If you could give this user full access, the person will get not only end user right, but also administrator rights. Okay, let's confirm. Okay, come back. Now we have image search administrator. We need also the access key. So we can create a new access key. Here we got it. Copy and paste. There's an online article about this region ID. You can find it in the chapter request structure in image search online documentation for developer guide, API reference, making API requests and request structure. So as we are using the Germany instance, we can copy this region ID. And product search instance name. If we come back to the interface of image search, product search instance, and we can get the overview page, and we can copy the instance name. Then product search instance domain. This is the endpoint, in fact. Copy paste. We can give it the same name, instance namespace. Okay, let's check if it works. Great. Then we can save it. Now let's go back to the management object. Okay, so we have 3 different pages. The page configuration, you can switch from one image search instance to another one, or change the access key if you need. For the manage object page, you can do drag and drop to put some new product image into the instance. For the home page, you can select one product image and try to find if you have something similar inside of the image search engine. So let's do the exercise. So have prepare some pages, prepare some images, drag and drop. Okay, good. Let's add all, confirm. Wow. Okay. Cool. Let's come back to the home page. I'll drop one product. And now you can see that the image search engine are proposing the similar product. There is another solution to test image search engine that after updating all the photos, you can check in the test service. You can add one photo and start test. On the right, you will get some information. So the result will in the auctions. So image search engine has already recognized the photo you have uploaded is category 4, which means shoes. The request ID is this one. And what we found as a response are the following products. They are all shoes. So you can get the item ID, picture name, etc. And this sort X values, you can get some help from our website. The reason why you can find some blank photo, because previously I have already uploaded some photos into the image search engine, but I haven't saved the original photos. So that's the reason you will find some blank photos. You can find the score on each photo. The score indicates the relevance. We have some best practices and recommendations for all the image search users. First of all, the size of the picture. The size of each image uploaded shouldn't be more than 2 megabytes, and the resolution should respect both height and width must fall into the range from 200 to 1024 pixels. And then we have 2 different solutions to upload the product pictures. One is by API. That means you can upload or modify pictures one by one, or by OSS import, which is Object Storage Service import. We recommend professional users to use OSS import to upload or initialize a massive quantity of images. Here's some useful documentation about it. The OSS import is very useful for the user who upload more than 10,000 images. You can keep all the images in one environment and reuse them. You don't have to re-upload them to different environments. And you can manage them for different entities of your company, because all of them can manage their own folders on OS's part. And OS's import is more faster than API import.
Great. That's pretty much for the session, and thanks to you, Yufen, for such a wonderful session. And we will also keep it on the YouTube for the rest of the folks to join the session and see it live, watch it for later. And also, I have with me Steve. Hi, Steve. Yeah.
Hi
Hi.
everyone. So this is Steve from Alibaba Cloud. I'm a international developer relations lead at Alibaba Cloud. Unfortunately, Yuefeng has some emergent cases today, so he cannot join the live Q&A to answer the questions live. But we will collect the questions and we will have the answers. Through the emails from DeFi. So you will receive the emails from DeFi about the questions you leave here regarding the image search, the products. But also, I want to quickly share some of our the latest competition regarding AI and big data, especially. So what we are launched recently. So let me can I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So how to? Oh, here.
Yeah.
I think that yes. Yeah. So I think that first there's we have launched the AI Forward program under the Asia Project Asia Forward. So which is targeting to uh, uh, empower global developers with AI competition and training courses. So there are two major things. First is the competitions on Tianchi. So you can join the competitions like 2021 APTOS Big Data competition, which is ongoing, and we just concluded the intelligent weather forecast for better life competition with the help of DeFi. We have over 2,600 participants, and the APTOS Big Data competition is live now, and we have on Tianchi that you can see that we have over 7,000 participants registered, and the registration deadline is the end of this month, so you can join by the date, and you can sign up and join the competition to win the award. And also, you can check on Tianchi to see more competitions here open globally, and to win the award, cash reward, and also other like things like certification goodies through the Tianchi platform, which is Alibaba Cloud's big data competition platform. And also uh, back to the AI forward, we can also we are also offering the AI courses and certification. So if you are complete the certification, the test, you can get a certification of AI forward here. And also there are some data sets available on this page. You can check here, and we have some webinar available regarding AI and big data. So yeah, this is about the AI forward project. So I think that if you have any questions regarding this, you can also ask us And also, as we mentioned, that every participant, registered participant today, will get a Alibaba Cloud Academy membership. So yeah, if you uh, want to get that, you can. If you have not registered to this live session, please register now. So after the session, then you can. We will send the vouchers through DeFi, so you will get the vouchers of Alibaba Cloud Academy membership. Then you can get all the Clouder and specialty certifications for free on Alibaba Cloud Academy. So that's my sharing. And let's back to Chanukia.
Thanks a lot, Steve, for sharing the information across. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. And as Steve mentioned, we will try to address all the questions, and you will receive a summary from us on the session as well, and also the vouchers and other
Oh,
things.
the AI certification. I think there are questions.
Yeah,
Let me see. Back to the page. Let me share my screen again. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, oh, this AI forward. So you mean the AI forward certification that on this page? Check here that alibabacloud.com /developer /AI forward. So you can check that here on the page, that you can see the AI courses and certification and claim for free, that you can get this you can complete a form, and then you will get a voucher through email to get this certificate. Yeah. And let me see if any other questions here. No, sorry.
yeah, yeah. I think someone is asking for the
Let me
link. We
and
will share that definitely. And thanks a lot,
yeah,
Steve. Yeah,
yeah. Let
go ahead.
me check if other questions. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that the questions I can answer are here. And regarding the image search, that if you have any questions, you can uh, also leave here. We will answer through the emails. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot, Steve, and thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in. And yeah, thank you, and have a great rest of the evening or rest of the day to whichever part of the world you are in. And thank you very much. Take care.
Thank
Yeah.
you.